Sun, chariot of fire, burning with desire as he runs the race. Half light, the moon is always knowing.
When a woman is completely contained by a man's energy, that means that he is making her feel emotionally safe, physically safe, protected, led, and guided. She is able to be the most of her unique purpose as a strong, independent woman with the interdependence of male support. The male and the female gender roles are intimately connected, and this is what we're going to be going over in today's episode. Hey everyone, I am Ashen Wolf. I am an extrasensory coach, completion process facilitator, parts work facilitator, hypnotherapist, and shaman. Why is this such an intimate need for a woman to have male containment, and how is it actually a need for a man to provide this for her? I will start by saying that part of this thing with male containment becomes even more compounded and healing for a woman because of the amount of trauma that women have with men specifically. Women have been sexually assaulted and sexually abused and sexually objectified by men since the beginning of time. Basically, the statistics are that 2 on 3 women will have been sexually abused by a man in their lifetime. That's a lot. Then you add in daddy trauma and other forms of men trauma, and a woman having a healing experience with a man, and a man actually giving her what she desperately needs from his gender role is incredibly important. So why is this the case? Why are these gender roles the way that they are? Why are they so intimately connected? And how can we break down what this looks like on a deeper level? It starts back to our evolution and our foundation. Stay with me here because it's gonna sound a little bit crazy and you might get a little bit angry about where this is about to go. The foundation of human history is this: that way back when, a woman would bear the children and a man would protect her from things like wolves and warring tribes and predators. He would protect her and his child, provide for them, take care of them. And she was the one that brought the child into the world, nourished it, and took care of the man and the child in different ways, emotionally, and through a woman's version of containment. As we evolved, obviously, we have become far more diverse at the way that our genders do their roles in society. But the thing is that based on these gender roles, it mostly just shows us an idea of the basis of why and what is behind the different characteristics of each gender. I will say this: we are all unique human beings, and we all have different varying forms of the gifts that our gender normally has and doesn't normally have. But this is the basic foundation to what the gender roles provide us based on our unique purpose here on earth, our talents, our gifts, and our weaknesses. So with women, I will name a few. Women have an incredible imagination, creativity. They follow a flow and cyclical nature that follows a cycle-based evolution and progression. To name a few for men, men are extremely logical, directive, straightforward. They like to get things done quickly, easily, and efficiently without extra effort or doing it in a way that is perceived as less quality. They like structure and organization, and that's just a few. They use these talents and gifts to perform various purposes within the universe. When interacting with each other, it's necessary for a man to contain a woman, to make her feel emotionally safe and provided for and protected. A man needs to feel received. This is also how their polarities are. A man needs to feel received, and that's one of his most basic needs, and it's a huge healing experience for him with a woman, to be received in his divine masculine nature and to be in his divine masculine essence and fulfilling what is a basic need of his, is to be in that divine masculine and to contain a woman. It's just that men today have gone away from that due to trauma. But many of them are still in their divine masculine essence or coming back more and more to it each day. The image of a man containing a woman, the metaphor I will give you is this. I see a woman in a white dress with maybe her breast out, with a child off of that breast or on her hip, and a man completely surrounding her with his arms and completely containing her and the child. I also like to see the image of a circle within a square. Feminine energy is circular and spirals, and men energy is a hexahedron. If you see the flower of life pattern, in that flower of life pattern, if you connect a straight line to all of the dots or 0 points or circles within that flower of life, you get a hexahedron, which is Metatron's cube, and that is the relationship between the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming into play in the sacred geometric patterns of life. Woman energy is more like water, men energy is more like soil or earth, and child energy is like the air, and fire is what comes from the trinity of 3 roles being fulfilled as they should be. I want to first, before we continue, I'm not saying that a woman needs a man to survive. Women's independence is so big today, and it may make you feel isolated to feel like I'm telling you that. That's not what I'm saying, because some people are not in a place where they feel safe enough to rely on a man, where they have access to rely on a man, and you don't need to rely on a man. But I'm gonna be more clear about what I'm saying when it comes to this shortly. I'm also not at all in any way trying to make anyone who identifies as a specific gender that their body was not born into, I'm not trying to make you feel worse about your situation or to make you feel like you don't belong in this video or you're being singled out. I completely respect that people have come into this world with a different gender than their bodies are showing, and you can just listen to the chosen gender that you have and identify with that for this video, and that's the way that it's intended for me. So this is not to say that women don't have an extreme amount of independence or strength. It's just to say that that strength and independence and all their other positive qualities get to expand, and they get to become more of that when their needs are met. And it is just a really basic need of theirs to have male containment to fulfill all of their amazing wild woman qualities in nature and feminine essence, and bring forth that full potential of feminine essence onto the world. One of the most important forms of male containment is safe sexuality and safe sexual interaction. This means not objectifying women, and this means 1000% respecting their boundaries when it comes to sex, not being aggressive about things when it comes to sex, and making them feel like they have a right to their own pleasure, their own bodies, their own wants, needs, and desires, and respecting full-heartedly their yes and their no. When men don't do this, this is about the most damaging thing that a male can do to a woman on earth. And it is a direct molestation of how the male and female energies are meant to act and dance together in pure alignment and harmony. The yin and the yang moving in and out with perfect flow. The gender roles are designed to give us unique qualities, unique gifts, and that our weaknesses have something to support them, to be stronger by them, to move by them. And our differences and our unique qualities, when blended together and working together, become magnanimously beautiful. But we do have needs as human beings, and we do need tribe and support. And the most basic, essential essence to tribe goes back to a male and female energy working together with a child. And it doesn't have to involve a child in today's world. The child could be the purposes and the gifts that they birth to the world. So what does it look like to get male containment? How can you go about getting that? Male containment can be as simple as making sure you walk on the right side of the street because you're walking onto oncoming traffic. Male containment can be being protective when you hear about your woman or a female in your life being hurt or in danger or needing help, and seeking to help them and support them in that. It means being emotionally safe with them. It means listening to them. It means respecting them. It means holding them. It means giving them a hug when they need it. It means supporting them when they need it. It means keeping them safe in all ways. It means sometimes leading them and directing them in areas where they feel weaker or less capable so that they can be their capable selves to the very best of their abilities. Male containment doesn't have to be from a romantic partner. It is simply a huge healing experience to call in a divine masculine who can do this job, because that means he's going to be more involved in the job that he does have. But this can be a friend, a family member, a trusted colleague, or even leader. You can start by getting your needs met in small ways and in small doses, and you can build on that. You can also resource multiple people. You can go to a therapist or psychologist that has a divine masculine nature, or someone like a completion process facilitator, somebody facilitating something like hypnotherapy or shadow work, anything really that works with mental health or psychology or just human well-being and health in general. That kind of support that they can give you will be magnified by their male containment, and the healing experience of the male containment will be exemplified, and the experience of the male containment will be nourished. I'm gonna link below somebody that I can highly recommend who I have worked with as somebody who can be the healing male containment experience for you, so that you are a better match to bringing somebody in your relationships that has this vibration of male containment. His name is Mikhail Collins. Now, men are all on different pages of being in their divine masculine essence, and it's important that we do not shame them for where they are, but to specifically direct them into our needs, into their role as it comes up. So if they miss a signal to be your divine masculine container, tell them about it. Let them know what your need is. Ask them for this. Some men are gonna be the opposite experience of this because they're in their toxicity and they're in a reverse role of their divine masculine. They're in a toxic masculine role. This is because of trauma. This is okay because there's lots of divine masculine out there for you, or men coming into their divine masculine to different degrees. And you can look out for the ones that are already out there and capitalize on receiving their containment. Men have also been berated from their masculinity and their divine masculine nature in childhood at a very early age from both mom and dad. To find out more about this, you can click my video on the male wounding. That being said, you will be surprised at how eager and how good it will feel for men to meet these needs for you and step into this role once you ask them of it in a loving way, and to ask them of it without directing that you should have done this already, but with, please, could you do this for me now? I'd really love it. I really need this of you. And they'll be happy to do it and happy to be received in their divine masculine nature. I hope that this helps you understand what you need from men more, and what to expect of the men in your life, and to what to look for in your relationships to men. Because I want to see that the gender roles come together again and work and flow in harmony the way that it's meant to be. We're meant to help each other, build each other up, support each other in being the amazing potential and purpose that both genders express and contain. And when a man contains a woman, each role, each gender can flourish in their own individuality to great degrees. Thank you for listening.